Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I'm going to chat with you guys a little bit about something I generally find to be useful for people such as myself who struggle with overeating. Those of us who have bottomless pit appetites, like a lot of times people are surprised that when I've told them, look, even when I lean bulk, I eat really clean. I'll eat really low fat diet sometimes too, right? And all whole foods. So some like my last lean bulk here, I put on about 8 pounds over the course of a year. Eating fruit, like eating watermelon. For some weeks, watermelon was 60% of my calories, with almost no fat in my diet, things like that. And I bulk on that, and a lot of people are like, okay, that's ridiculous, that's crazy. And then we're talking over 4,000 calories. I'm one of those people who struggle with weight loss, and I've also been over 300 pounds before. I'm in a different boat than, say, a lot of the hard gainers. And I feel like there's a very large demographic of people who fall into that same category with me. So right now, these videos are early on in my current cut for the year as I'm getting leaner. By the time this video comes out, I should be quite a bit leaner again than this. But, one of the tips that I find when I'm really serious about losing some body fat, one of the best strategies, and I'll say it's the closest thing I have to, a biohack, if we want to use that term, right? It's a trendy term, let's use it. It's increasing protein overfeeding. And when I say increasing protein, I don't mean, let's eat 200 grams because that's what I bulk on. That's not increasing it. That'd be reducing it. No, I mean really hammering protein. What do we mean? Minimum 3 grams per kilogram of body weight, and then up from there, right? So why? What's the deal? Well, it has to do with a lot of things. It has to do with appetite suppression, has to do with thermic effect, nutrient partitioning, and here's what I mean. In terms of overall calorie output, when we start talking calories in, calories out, the thermic effect alone from eating hundreds and hundreds of grams of protein, 300 plus grams, you burn through more calories. Your body utilizes a considerable amount of calories just to get to the energy in that protein. So there's a very pronounced thermic effect. So all other factors being equal, your calories out will be higher even doing the same amount of activity when you do that. All right, that thermic effect is very real. There's also that muscle preservation effect. In other words, when you're losing weight, as protein gets really high, makes holding on to lean tissue easier. And in fact, it increases the possibility of recomposition more. Because usually when you're losing fat, you're losing muscle to some extent, right? That's just the way it works. So there's that part of it. Then there's that appetite suppression in. If you're filling up on protein, and particularly throwing in some whole foods, because obviously you're going to be eating some fruits and vegetables and things, you better be. If you are just forcing down protein all the time, for many of us, you can disregard calories a little bit, not because calories don't matter, but because it's easier to just be in a deficit and stay in a deficit. Now, usually one of the points we make with tracking calories is, you don't want to lose too fast, right? If you want to control the rate of weight loss so that we're not losing muscle tissue as easily, because that's the problem with fast fat loss, is losing lean tissue, losing muscle tissue. All right, so here's where this kind of removes a lot of the stress, and what you're trying to do is you may end up in a larger deficit than you intended because you're forcing down protein all the time. Again, that thermic effect of it combined with the appetite suppression. As long as you're saying, I'm getting just enough carbs to fuel my training, I'm getting some healthy fats and stuff in, all right, I'm good there for nutrient absorption and all that. So if everything else you're just trying to force down is protein all the time, you tend to not get hungry. Trust me, start going over 300 grams of lean protein a day. Start exceeding 300 grams of protein, and then tell me what happens to your appetite. Okay? That's one of the perks. Plus, people, and this is funny. This is the one that cracks me up. People will talk about they struggle to lose weight or lose body fat, but at the same time, all right, you ready? Oh, if I tried to eat that much chicken or protein shakes every day, I would just get tired of eating. It would be so boring. All right. Now, I want to step back and listen to those two things again. You have one person, okay, they'll tell you, oh man, I'm hungry all the time and I struggle with fat loss because of my appetite and my hunger. I want to eat. Okay. Oh no, if I did that, I'd get bored of eating. Eating would be less appetizing. And it doesn't occur to them that that is the solution. That problem that they just listed with option 2 is the solution to problem 1. You get bored of eating. You don't think that that's part of the problem with a lot of us? All right. People who overeat really easy, people like me, we have a couple things in common. Number 1, high appetite. Number 2, oftentimes super tasters. Food tastes better to us. Everything tastes good. Even bland food still tastes pretty good to us. Super tasters. Everything. We enjoy food. Now we're put in a place where our food reaches a point where it's boring. I mean, we might actually have control. See where I'm going? This fixes a lot of problems. All right, then, so we might get into too large of a deficit, but you're eating so much protein that you're retaining muscle anyways. Are you that worried about too large of a deficit? Okay, when you're eating 300 plus grams of protein a day, or more, maybe even 400, and you're still resistance training, does it matter that maybe you lose the weight a little faster than optimal? Maybe your calorie deficit gets a little too large. As long as you're retaining muscle tissue, this shouldn't be a problem. That's why we don't want to lose weight fast. We lose muscle, and then our metabolic rate slows down. Plus, we lose that hard-earned muscle tissue. If we're retaining it, less of a negative. Right? This solves a lot of problems. Solves a lot of problems. It makes life so much easier. It really does, guys. Trust me on this. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.